Hi there, Nash here. Today I will talk about keto diet or ketogenic diet. What is ketogenic diet? Well, first of all, ketogenic diet has been invented in 1920s by medical professionals for the reason of alleviating problems of epilepsy, actually epileptic seizures. They experimented with high-fat, low-carb, low-protein diet, and they had some results. People improved their epileptic conditions. This was the initial reason for inventing this type of diet. The reason behind that was high presence of ketones. Ketones are byproducts of high-fat diet. When the glucose is low, when you don't eat carbohydrates and you eat predominantly fat and some protein, the liver actually, turns that fat into ketones. Now, ketones become the source of energy apart from fatty acids from fat. But ketones are the most preferable source of energy for the brain. So not glucose as usually thought, but ketones. They are the most preferable for the brain, and probably because of high level of ketones in the body, people who suffer from epileptic seizure improve their conditions. So this was the story of invention of ketogenic diet. Now there is another specialist, cardiovascular specialist, Dr. Atkins, who in 70s actually tried the same diet with an attempt to alleviate problems of his cardiovascular patients. So people who started eating low carbohydrate diet, actually Atkins diet, improved their conditions, mainly because this type of diet, being a low carbohydrate diet, helps you be more insulin sensitive and fight insulin resistance. Also, this diet has shown that people lost a lot of body fat because of low carbohydrate intake. Diet improved insulin sensitivity and also help with satiety. So people were not hungry on this diet. When you eat a lot of fat and no carbohydrates, you are literally hungry. You're not hungry. You just feel that you need some food in 4, 5, 6 hours after the meal, which is not the case when you eat carbohydrates. Now, Dr. Atkins popularized this diet mainly because of fat loss. This is why the diet became so popular. People started following this type of diet in order to lose body fat. Now, let's see what is this diet, what is made of. So this diet consists of mainly fat. So 70 to 80% of the daily calories has to come from fat. So for example, if you are on 2,000 calories a day, this is enough for you to maintain your shape. This is your BMR basically. You will need to eat around 160, 65 grams of fat a day, and the rest should be protein. Some people eat maybe about 100 grams of protein. Some people add a bit of carbohydrates, but the real hardcore proponents of keto diet prefer to be on 80% fat and 20% protein. So about 165 grams of fat and around 100 grams of protein a day. So you can see this is a lot of fat. Now, this diet allows you to eat all types of meat, eggs. You can eat fish as well, but you have to add extra fat to this diet. So, because it's very difficult to get this high percentage of fat, which is around 80%, 70 to 80% a day, just from natural foods, because natural food like meat, for example, they contain around 10, 15 grams of fat. Fish also is not that high in fat. Eggs, they're 50-50, but you see, you will have to add extra fat. Usually, fat added to this diet is from lard, butter, double cream, and coconut oil. So some people like that. I personally didn't. So what is my experience with this diet? So this diet is it will help you to fight hunger, so you won't be hungry. It will help you to keep to stay away from carbohydrates. Therefore, some people experience benefits because they avoid vegetables and fruits. And the same as in carnivore diet, people who have allergic reactions to vegetables and some fruits, they get rid of those problems. So because the vegetables and fruits are heavily sprayed with different toxins, if you eliminate them completely and you have problems with that, you will actually cure yourself. Some people even have autoimmune diseases caused by some vegetables and some fruits. So this diet helps in that field as well. There are people who can thrive on this diet, but there are people who cannot. Obviously, this diet is quite limited because there are not fruits and vegetables involved in a diet. I personally tried this diet but never stayed too long on it because I personally don't like to add, to pump, to force extra fat into my diet. I don't see it natural. I don't feel very comfortable with adding extra fat through butter or lard or double cream to every meal that I have. Although it may be tasty, but that won't last. That in my case didn't last too long. So I was never longer than a week or two on this diet. I preferred much more to be on my modified type of carnivore diet, as I explained in the previous video, and also on paleo diet, which I'm going to be explaining much more in detail in the next video. So this is my experience. Again, you have to try. If you want to try this low carbohydrate diet, you have to be very careful, calculate your calories, because sometimes people think if it's low carb diet, yeah, well, now I can eat as much meat as I want and as much bacon and butter and this and that. No, that's not true. Because if you eat more calories than you require, you will get fat. This is simple scientific fact. This is the fact. This is reality. So don't be pulled into that, oh, you just sit down and eat as much as you can. It's not going to happen. So calculate your calories. If it's 2,000, you need to be, as I said, around 165 grams of fat and 100 grams of protein. This may not be enough protein if you are involved in, for example, bodybuilding. It may be okay for people who are not involved in some strenuous activities like high-intensity sports. But if you are in bodybuilding, if you're trying to build muscle size, 100 grams of protein for somebody who is on 2,000 calories, well, that probably won't be enough. So calculate your calories. If you need to bring more calories, then you need to, but you have to stay in this ratio of 80 to 20% fat to protein. Again, try, see how it works for you. It may work for you. It may give you some benefits. It may last for a few weeks, but then if you feel uncomfortable or you're not happy with this for one reason or another, switch to something else. Once again, this is just explanation and guidance and my experience with this diet, and is entirely up to you. How long you're going to follow, and are you going to do a combination of these diets, reinvent a little bit, modify it? It's entirely up to you. I hope you've got now more information about keto diet, and I hope that you like this video, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and as usual, send me your comments, which are very valuable to me. Thank you for watching the video, and until the next one, I wish you all the best.